かこの国の未来を切り開くことはできない。
あの怪物の生態は未知のことが多すぎて。
We all remember.
Hey guys, I need you to do me a favor. Help me fight the algorithm. Go ahead and hit like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell icon for new notifications. Thank you. Yeah, we probably will spoil a bit of Godzilla, just to warn you. Yeah, I mean, it's worth watching. Like two schmucks.
Yeah.
Two schmucks talking about it on a podcast are not the same as watching it. It's definitely kind of an experience movie.
Yeah. No amount of words or description or praise that I can give for this movie, and I have nothing but praise for it. But it doesn't do it justice. You just go see this movie.
Shit, I guess should we just dive right into it? All right, Godzilla -1. Yeah. If you remember the podcast last week, I went to see Poor Things, and it's not playing anywhere near here, which is annoying. But you know what? I was like, hey, Godzilla -1 is getting lots of videos to talk about Godzilla -1. So let's go ahead and do a quick switch and do Godzilla -1. And so I went and Bobby was cool with it. So we went to see it, and damn, this is fucking good. Holy shit.
This was such a great movie.
One thing I will say, go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, I was gonna no. I'll go ahead. I'll wait.
I mean, lots of people talk about how small the budget is, and I'll tell you why. Because, like, while Godzilla looks pretty fucking good here, it's not perfect, but it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it's there's not actually tons of them throughout this. There's a bit. It's not like Godzilla lacking, but like, what makes this great is that it's kind of an amazing like character story of this one guy who is like to set up like this takes place at the end of World War II. It's the very end of World War II. And the opening is a kamikaze pilot landing his plane at airfield because his plane was malfunctioning. And he's like, hey, it's malfunctioning. You know, it's not working. I can't finish the mission. And then so they check the engineers go and check out the plane, and they're like, this plane is fine. And that's when it's kind of revealed. It's the final days of the war. They're gonna lose, and he just didn't want to die. It was just that simple. And yeah, he has that like over him for a while because like Tokyo gets bombed and he gets blamed for not doing his mission and kind of running away. But like it's you see this story and like I like very early on like this guy is getting shit on by so many people and I am feeling so bad for him. Like the dude just wants to live. And everybody's just like, fuck you. How dare you fucking live?
Yeah.
And it's this great character story of not just like him learning, like him kind of learning to want to live. Like he goes through hell and like he reached a point where he's like, fuck it. Maybe I shouldn't. But then, also the rest of the world going, hey, maybe we shouldn't be so like frugal with life. Maybe we should like value life. Is that crazy? Bobby, what are your thoughts?
I did really feel bad for the lead. Like I get his point too. Like like you had said, the war was over by that point, so there like nothing he would have done would have changed the outcome of it. Mm-hmm. And yet you see him deal with this survivor's guilt throughout a lot of the movie, and he even says at one point, his war isn't over yet. And he lands his plane. And over the night after they tell him and everything, like, there's nothing wrong with this plane or anything, they find out, like, the monster Godzilla attacks, but this isn't full Godzilla like he'll become. Mm-hmm. Like, this is still just a very young Godzilla at this point, who still is very big. He just destroys and kills almost everybody at this military outpost, except for one mechanic and the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just even that first scene with how we get to see Godzilla, because when I was sitting there watching going, oh, we're going to get right into it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I kind of assumed we'd build up to Godzilla. No, he's there right at the beginning. Like, it's a younger Godzilla, so he's not quite as big as normal, but he like, for that little airfield, he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, the pilot, like, they tell him, hey, you're the only one trained on these guns. We need to get in that airplane and shoot down Godzilla, which sounds like a fool's errand, but I guess when you're hopeless, sure. But like, he gets in a plane and he freezes, and then Godzilla goes to fuck up the plane and he runs. It's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Of course, people blame him for not like going and shooting down Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like, he can't catch a break for simply wanting to live.
Yeah.
He just gets shit on throughout the beginning, and like, there's lots of like, he gets back to Tokyo and it's wrecked because of the bombings, and we're not even talking about Godzilla yet. Godzilla wrecks some shit later.
Yeah, they're rebuilding by the time Godzilla gets to Tokyo.
But yeah, he encounters this woman, and he assumes her daughter, and she appears to be like running away from something, so she leaves the daughter with him. Mm-hmm. And then he tracks her down later, and it finds out that's not even her daughter. These are just people who have been, orphaned displaced, or stranded by family. Yeah, displaced by the war. And like, they end up making a family, the three of them. And that's actually kind of really sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of like a nuclear family almost.
Yeah. And
for lack of a better word, yeah.
He picks up a good paying job as risky as fuck. He ends up being one of the guys going out and
clearing mines.
Yeah, clearing all the mines that were left.
Which I want to ask you, did a lot of that scene on the boats and the one later, which we'll get to, but did the stuff on the boat kind of remind you of Jaws? Just like a little bit.
A little. I can see that for sure. There's a Jaws type element to it. Well, especially when they got to actually facing down Godzilla in that little dinky boat. That was wild. And hell, it's actually kind of impressive on that little dinky boat. They figured out a way to hurt Godzilla more than all the Navy guys were at that time.
Because we see them later. They get addressed to go do a mission along with clearing the mines, but it's really just to check wreckage of a ship that was an American ship. Mm-hmm. And that is when we get our first sight of Godzilla, where he literally chases him through the fucking water. And
yeah, and it's little dinky wood boat.
Somehow they managed to get some of the mines they've cleared back into the water and get him to. They tried to blow him up near him. That was their first idea, to try and kill him, which they do some damage, but Godzilla regenerates quite quickly, which that was really awesome.
Yeah, the effects on that looked really
cool.
Good.
Yeah,
like, I wasn't like, when he was fucked up, I was like, okay, I assume we're dealing with regenerating Godzilla, because that's kind of typical for Godzilla. And yeah. And in case you're wondering, like, I didn't know what I was going into with this. I will admit, this is only my second Japanese Godzilla movie, so I haven't seen that many of them.
No, I third or fourth for me, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, I've seen the American ones. The 90s one is garbage. The other ones are fine. That one is pretty bad.
Yeah,
Joe, it's really fucking bad.
Like, Hank Azaria couldn't even save that one.
Dude, there's actually a decent cast in that movie, but fuck.
Yeah.
What was the name? The guy from Mission Impossible and The Professional. He's in that too. John Reno.
Yeah, John Reno. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's good too.
Either. Fuck.
He's good too. I mean, he's funny at least in it. Like, it's just, that's great. But man, this is such a dumb story.
But yeah, this isn't a dumb story, and this is
holy crap
again. Yeah. Like, I also know, like, the Japanese ones might go goofy.
They can go goofy, especially like back when it was still a guy in a puppet, and there's the whole scene of him jumping and dancing.
Yeah. But this one very much isn't. This might possibly be the most serious Godzilla one I've ever seen.
Yeah, and this one, like, I genuinely really cared for the humans in it.
Yeah,
like, I really cared for the people.
Yeah, you get used to these characters, and that's part of what makes the movie so goddamn good. Like, you just, you feel for the main guy, you start liking his family. God damn, that kid cries, and you're just like, oh no, fix whatever it is. Oh God, that kid's not happy. Fix what to make the kid not happy now. It's like,
yeah, or
they
even the
know how to
scene
tug on your heartstrings, and
like there's the scene like right after they have that successful day, and the kid calls him daddy, and he's like, no, I'm not your dad.
yeah.
Like, oh,
And his coworkers are quick to be like, what the fuck is wrong with you,
dude? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, you are raising that kid. Its parents are dead. You are its dad. I don't care. It's like, I don't care what you
care if you don't want it.
Biologically, the dad. You're the dad.
Yeah, no, that one I was even like, damn, dude. Like I like you, but making it hard right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, his coworkers are great too, and they are quick to call him out for that shit. Just like, that is not right, dude.
Yeah, I really liked the doc out of all of them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, I liked them all, but equally, I like those two the best.
The doc was definitely the best. And yeah, he's the one who ends up being the big scientist who comes up with a plan to,
like a big government guy that none of them knew. Yeah, even when they said that, I was like, holy shit, that's what he does? Like, yeah. Shit, okay.
He knew his shit too. He couldn't quite kill Godzilla, but he knew how to fuck him up nicely.
His plan worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I mean, kind of.
Yeah. It needed a finishing touch. And that'd be the biggest spoiler of all. And I kind of don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin
I guess
the spoiler.
we don't have to dive into that one because
that's
probably the biggest thing of all. But yeah,
the tactic in which they use to get it is something that I've never seen in a Godzilla movie, or at least I don't think they've done that before. But that was so cool, and I know I'm one who always prides or like loves to say how much I love practical effects, but I'm kind of okay that they took a step away from it because I didn't really see any in here, but the use of CG in this was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I mean, yeah. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, no, I just sounded cough. I was about ready to say something else. But yeah, so like there is actually a lot practical in here, but like the CG is really good too. They balance it really nicely. There's even some you can even tell some miniatures going on, which is a nice touch.
Oh yeah,
as well.
Yeah. There's one part in particular that the cinematography in this is also just breathtaking at moments. Like right after the first destruction scene, where we see the main character just kind of screaming in agony in the streets, and you see this like black almost rain or soot just start falling down on him, like that whole scene. Just beautiful.
Yeah,
but the boat chase,
that
boat chase scene though, that totally just reminded me of Jaws because you just see his head sticking out of the water, and it is huge in comparison.
Yeah, it's like Jaws, except if Jaws was a lot fucking bigger,
and it could like just easily eat a boat.
And they do this great thing, like I mean, you've always seen it with Jaws, but like they do a good job of really setting up how he does like the blast. And so when they start foreshadowing that, and it's like, oh shit, and especially towards the end where they're foreshadowing that, and it's like, he gets that blast off, it's gonna be over. And
like, when I saw that blue light start to glow from underneath the water, I was like, oh, you done fucked up now. Because then I was rooting for Godzilla. It was like, oh, you fucked up. Or it's like, yeah, shoot it. Yeah, that won't piss it off.
So a fun piece of trivia, because my daughter and I, like, we watched this, we loved it. But at the end of the movie, I leaned over to her and I was like, I'm still not sure why it's called Godzilla -1. And and she was like, I don't know either. But she ended up looking it up and texting me.
Okay.
Do you know why it's called Godzilla -1?
Yeah.
Oh, you okay? Well, fine. Well, then I will just explain it for the audience. I won't. So essentially, it's -1 because the Japan. I don't know if it saw itself, but it was seen as less than a country, so it was -1.
Especially
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, especially after the war, and to have a bit of accountability from what the Americans did after in World War One, it kind of really set Japan back. So it was, they were already in a rebuilding phase as common countries who are heavy casualties of like war, ground war, and assaults. It's like that. So yes, I knew that. But also being a World War II buff, that's also why. Which this one takes place like in the heart of all, like right after World War II, which is something I really enjoyed about it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of the origin, because the other Japanese Godzilla movie I've seen is the 1954 original. That is steeped heavily in World War II and the radiation, the nuclear bombs. Yeah,
and this one was definitely heavily influenced from this. I watched a little kind of, I guess not featurette, but just like somebody I found it somewhere on YouTube about the movie, where like the director and the writer of it, like he drew, like he rewatched that one and like the most recent Japanese ones, just to kind of familiarize himself with it. But he drew a lot from the first one to build his own world for this one, and like the two most animated ones. Yeah. How did you think he looked? What did you think of the look of Godzilla?
Godzilla, I thought he looked badass. As I recall, it's kind of fat Godzilla again, but it works. Like, yeah.
At times, I kind of thought the movement was just a little too solid.
There was a weirdness to the movement, especially his arms. I thought were a little bit
like kind of he's just
sometimes. Yeah.
But I enjoyed it though. Like that's minor nitpicks. The only other nitpick I have has nothing to do with the movie at all. It just has to do with my viewing experience.
Oh, what happened?
So, I usually will buy I'll see a row, and if like somewhere near the middle seat is open, I'll go to the middle seat so I can have a full clear view of the screen. Now, I know I was going to be reading subtitles, so I went with like a little bit closer row than I normally do. And when I got it, no one was in that row because I went to an early Sunday morning showing. Right before the lights went down, this family of three just walks in and takes like the 3 seats directly next to me. And I'm thinking, how the hell are you going to buy seats next to the one occupied seat in a row?
Yeah.
Minor. Well, like I said, just that's minor, but it's just more of like, how the hell are you going to do that?
I will say one thing that surprised me was how full the theater was. So I saw this on a Friday night, and like I assumed there'd be some people there, but like this was actually a decently full theater. I will say it's not like the big theater in the complex, but like there probably was maybe less than 10 open seats.
I went to one of the theaters at the theater by me, the one that has like the big Dolby sound experience and everything, and that roar was so great.
Yeah.
But but the decent amount of people though. Like, I mean, it wasn't like overly crowded. I still think the most out of this year, I think the most crowded like showing I went to, probably Killers of the Flower Moon.
Really?
Yeah. Because I would say Avatar 2, but that was last year.
Yeah, I was most crowded showing I went to was probably Guardians 3.
That one was fairly packed too.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, as opposed to Avatar 2, this wasn't so bad. It gave me an illness. Like Avatar 2.
I like Avatar 2.
It gave me COVID. It was that bad.
I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
No, the movie was that catastrophically bad that enzymes and microbes came from the screen.
But here's I think while we disagree on Avatar 2, I think we can both agree on God.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome movie.
That was,
if you have a chance, go check it out. Yeah,
go see it. Yeah, and we let me see here. I wanted to see who we weren't going to spoil it for. Oh, Steven. Yeah, we won't spoil the ending for you. Like,
yeah,
but go check it out. Check it out.
It's a really good movie.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.